What up, weirdos? It's your boy Rain Dog, Rain Drizzle, my co-host, co-captain, Cold Conspirator, Uncle Juju.
What is up, everybody?
Welcome back to BXTV, aka Back from Hell, your Spotify and YouTube podcast where you didn't know everything you needed to know. You dig? Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while. Also, if you're here on YouTube, make sure you drop a like, a comment, and subscribe. And if you're on Spotify, just keep doing what you're doing, and make sure you follow us over at Twitch. Same username. 12 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays Eastern Standard Time. We do a live podcast. You can chat, talk your shit there, do your people there. It's a good time. Yes, welcome back. This is a good week. We have some things to talk about. I'm pretty excited. One of them is something that's not quite new, but it will be relevant in about 5 months when the next movie comes out. So if you don't know, it's tonight we're talking about Let There Be Carnage, Venom 2. We're going to talk about X-Men a little bit, 97, the most episode, and then first off, we're going to do comic book of the week, where we look on the chopping block for 1 to 10 on the art and the story. Not really too much worry about the cover and all that and the value. We're talking about what's inside the book. And this week's book is Blood Hunt, Marvel's new 60-issue fucking summer event. What's up, man? Were you excited for this?
I was pleasantly surprised when the premise was explained to me. I was kind of like, "Oh, that's interesting." Okay, you know. Then actually reading the final product, I was like, "Oh, wow. Okay, this is where they're going with this."
Yes.
Cool.
So before we even get into it, it came out this past Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No, May 1st. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The writer's Jed McKay and penciler is Pepe Larraz. If you don't know who that is, he is a gangster. He crushes it. That's honestly, in my opinion, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. That is the best part of the book, in my opinion, is Pepe. His art was amazing. Also, if you didn't know, there was a red band issue that came out in a sealed poly bag that was for 18 and up audience. It was gore. It was more gory, bloody, whatnot in the third, which also I was like, thank God I got the red band issue because I think I would have been kind of disappointed without it. I mean, that's just me because it's vampires. If you guys aren't aware, it is Marvel's Vampire Summer event. It's pretty crazy. I don't know, man. So if you guys aren't aware, the main series is 1 through 5, and then there's a fuck ton of tie-ins and spin-offs and one-shots, which I'm probably only gonna buy ones that I feel interested in, and so. But yeah, dude. I was hyped for it. I know you kind of were opposite. You were saying you were kind of like not sure. Um, I was kind of hyped for it just because I was hoping for more Blade to appear, which he does. Spoiler alert. And I don't know. I like that. So off rip, if you don't know, basically there's all of these dark dimension portals opening through every superhero and villain that uses the dark dimension or dark whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like they say it's a dark dimension. But yeah, so all these characters like Cloak and anybody else, they're all like just literally like giant portals to the dark dimension, and basically all these vampires come out through these portals and start attacking everybody. I mean, it's all over the world. They're murdering fucking civilians left and right. It's fucking chaotic.
Superheroes are overwhelmed, and a lot of them have no idea what is going on. I think that was kind of a huge plot point.
Yeah, like they show Spider-Man, they show everybody out, or Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and they're just like, what the fuck do I do? And then eventually Blade shows up. And he's like, I have a plan, but you're going to have to follow me. And he basically gets a hold of the Avengers that are left. And he's like, or that are like able. And he's like, yo, he gets them together. And if I'm correct, uh, isn't, doesn't he, doesn't he tell the Avengers to get together? And then who shows up?
Yeah.
What is that squad called? Oh my God.
Uh, oh, it's the superhuman vampire
Yeah, but
hybrids.
that's not what they're
No, that's what
called.
they're called.
That's I know what they are, Juju. I read the book. I'm asking, do you remember what they're called?
I'm
I don't
taping
know.
pretty
It's like
loud.
Smoke Eater and a bunch of different dudes.
Yeah,
Basically, yeah, they're a bunch of vampires that were feeding on superhuman blood, and it's gnarly, dude. Uh, they basically run house on the Avengers, though. Like,
oh yeah,
they murk the fuck out of them. A few of them get away, but Thor has like like two different fucking staffs stabbed through his head. Black Panther, if I'm correct, dies or at least looks like he gets killed.
yeah,
They like shove a fucking arm through him. Is that Scarlet Witch that was telling them to run? I couldn't tell if that was
yeah,
her. So that was her. Okay, yeah. The Scarlet Witch is there still, and basically they're like, "Kill it! You're gonna kill us or whatever." And before they even say that, they're like, "The Master would love you. We're not gonna kill you." So the Avengers get away, and then Blade goes to Doctor Strange, and basically they're like, "Yo, like." Strange is like, we need to kill all the vampires. And Blade's like, even the ones next to you? And he's like, I'm a doctor. I'll cut a limb off to save the body. Like,
yeah.
and he's like, we got to figure out who did this. And that's when you find out. This is probably my favorite panel. Blade, and that's not my favorite panel, but it was an exciting one. Blade says it was me, and he cuts Doctor Strange in fucking half. I don't know if you had the red band, but in the red band,
No, mine did not have him being ripped in half. Mine was just Blade with the going like it's me, with the fangs and
oh nah. So in the red band, like Blade gets Blade's like it's me, and he chops Doctor Strange completely in half. Like his intestines are out. Like he's
yeah,
fucking
no, that was not in my book.
yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, bro. I
Honestly,
may
though, like even with the PG-13 version that I had, it was still like a what the fuck moment.
No, for sure, for sure. I was not expecting. I knew
Yeah,
actually. No, I kind of knew it was Blade because earlier in the book there somebody's talking and then they don't show who it is, and he's like, "I did this. This is my doing. I made all of these things happen." And it was like, okay, motherfucker. Because basically though, um, yeah, I don't know, man. So I think
they also said that Dracula is MIA at the moment.
yeah, well, I don't think Dracula has anything to do with it because they also bring up because I've been reading Blade's
Yeah,
ongoing series, and if they're gonna use anything like that, like any of the like that standing ground, because they bring up this, they do bring up
yeah,
this, they bring up something that happens in Blade, but I don't know if they're connecting it to Blade. He has his League of Vampires or whatever. It's like a nation of it's a vampire nation. So like
yeah,
they say in the Blood Hunt too though when they say he's MIA, they're like, well maybe like he's doing something to protect them because why would he do this if he just got like what he wanted? You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like his angle. That's what somebody said. And then if you also look online, a Dracula Blood Hunt one shot comes out this week.
okay.
So I think
Cool.
I'm gonna pick that one up, and you know what I mean. Also, when we get done with this, we were going to sit down, and you're gonna email about getting a pool box.
Okay. Yeah.
but but
Thank
yeah,
you, man. Thank you for. me out with that.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, so I think we will see what I think Dracula low key is out trying to figure out what the fuck is going on cuz I don't even think he's safe. I think like I think this is like fuck everybody but who's in on it type shit. You know what I mean?
And there's one point that we didn't mention. Doctor Doom
Dude,
is
that was
like
my favorite panel. That was my favorite panel easily. You see Doom and he's like at the borders of what is it called again? What's it?
Latveria or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. That's where that's like where Doom shit is. Um, he's at the borders and like you see these guys running to the borders and they're like no because if we go there they'll kill us but if we stay here these things will kill us and they just start running towards the border and this vampire just gets fucking fried, dude, gets fucking fried. And he was like, it was like, as long as the borders are safe, that's all that matters, you know? And he was saying how important, like, saving somebody, gratitude forms natural fucking, like, allegiance.
Yeah, and
And it was like, yo, Doom is murking shit in the vampire world, and he's still being Doom about it. Like,
and also like holy fucking planning. Like, all right, of all the contingencies, a vampire uprising is not up on my like evil overdoer list. You
yeah.
know?
Oh, well, this fucks his shit up too, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, the world is fucked. I love how Iron Man was asking Scarlet Witch if she could do like magic to reverse everything,
oh
and
yeah,
she's
I
just like,
know.
I'd rather face I'll do that and then go face Galactus. You know?
Yeah, dude, no. And she makes a bunch of jokes to him about it and like other jokes, dude. Like they're just like back and forth. He's like, "All right, I get it." Like, my bad. Like, but
I already
no.
tried to match my way out of this.
Can I be honest though?
Yeah.
I I liked it more the second time around, but I openly on Threads, the Instagram version of Twitter, because I wanted to see what it was. I tweeted at somebody because they're like, "How is Blood Hunt?" And I was like, "Mid but great art." Like, I think
Yeah.
overall it had a good plot twist that you could kind of see coming, and I really enjoyed all the panels where every character was just like blasting this dark matter shit into the
Yeah.
sky. Like Pepe fucking dude, him and the dude like crushed it. The art is great. Like
Yes.
there's like the whole Avengers getting murdered scene, like, or whatever that was, like getting their ass beat. That shit was fucking. When I see you next, you gotta read the Red Band when you're over here.
Okay.
You got
Yeah.
you got to see what the difference is.
What I was missing out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. The thing that I loved, especially about the art, was they did a really good job of making this a global thing. Like I
Oh
always kind of
yeah.
hate when they cheat and it's like one thing's happening in a city and then they'll have like a news report and it'll say like Tokyo or whatever. This one was like panel Japan, panel Africa,
Yeah, and it
panel
had
New York, you know,
no
like
100%.
chaos across the fucking world really kind of made it feel like a global thing and not just like, you know.
No, 100%. I I really hate that I liked it though the second time around because I personally am not buying all 59 whatever tie-in issues there is. Like that's just I think it's just too much. Like I don't know.
I feel like if you were gonna do 59, why offshoots? Why not just main storyline? At least like,
Because they're trying to
you know,
make it a Marvel event. That's why. Like that's how those crossover story events work, man. You gotta tie shit like they're tie because the way they're doing it is they're tying it into like Amazing Spider-Man, Moon Knight, this that and the third because like they built up to this because earlier in Moon Knight, something of Vengeance, whatever that series is called, he killed one of the vampire leaders. Like Blade talks about it in Blood Hunt, or there's that little bubble. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, dudes. I think if you like vampires, you like Blade, you should get it. I recommend you go on eBay or go to your local comic shop and see if they have any of the Red Band issues. Because I thought, personally, I think if I didn't read the Red Band, I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying about it. I know Juju enjoyed it and he didn't read the Red Band, but I personally, if it's like vampires and shit, I want this shit to be like hardcore. Like I don't want some dimmed down bloodsucker shit. You know, like
No, no,
we reviewed Blade Max #1 earlier, and like Juju said, it's
yeah.
just violent and fucking edgy. Like and
I mean, Club. Come on.
yeah, no, exactly. Nightclub is like dimmed down as I want to get though. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and I like the Red Band because like it was like I had to the first time reading it when the Avengers fight that fucking squad of super vampires. I had to like look twice and be like, "Am I seeing what I'm seeing? Like they're getting fucking stomped, son. Like Thor gets cut immediately. He's like, "You cut me. What the fuck?" Basically, and I'm like, "Yeah, son. That's what happens when you fuck with the dark matter. Like, like these things are not to be trifled with. Like, I don't know." And those things had crazy looking designs.
Yes. I also love the idea that they're using every single dark magic user as a fucking portal. So that means that like
Oh yeah, that's
somewhere
what I was
in
saying earlier.
the
Yeah.
massive stuff, there's a person in there, like that is.
Yeah, dude, they even like the one dude, Blackout or whatever, he was like in the middle of robbing a bank when it happened to him.
Yeah. It- I mean, I love the visual of just blocking out the fucking
Well,
sun.
that's what I was saying earlier is I thought Pepe crushed it with those panels of just them being these portals.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying earlier is that I enjoyed that as myself as well. I think rating overall though, I usually like to combine the grades, but I personally have to do it separate. I think the art was was a 10 straight up. The art was great. I think the story was like a 7.5 personally. Because I don't know if you were supposed to, but I knew it was Blade. Like I knew it was Blade. Like I don't know why he's done what he's done, like and caused all this, but like I knew when they had those one bubbles of the dude talking with nobody there, I was like, it's him, bro. Like
See, I didn't pick up on that until like a little bit later on in the book, but I definitely picked up on it.
yeah, once you like saw it happen and you're like, oh, okay, like it's this motherfucker. Got it, got it. Yeah, nah. So what do you grade it, Juju?
I give the story like you. I give the story a 7. However, because of the version that I read, I give the art a 9.
Okay.
Um, just
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie,
if I had read the Red Band one, it would be a
dude.
solid 10
Fuck
on
it.
the art. But
So real quick for anybody who's interested,
yeah,
because I bought. I mean, I can sell you mine. This is the red band
yeah,
in a sealed poly bag. I mean, you can just pay what I paid for it. But this is what I was talking about. So spoiler alert for anybody. This is what the last page looks like for me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like his intent, like his guts and shit, dude. Like, like yeah, that shit.
That was definitely not the last panel for me, but um, but again, a solid 9.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason I gave it a 10 though, is because like everything else, then plus the gore, I was like, all right, you got me. Like, you got me. That's why you guys have the pool box though. So for the rest of the issues that come out, you can get the red band. You can just be like, yo, sign me up for all 5 issues red band. Like, you don't pay for it all at the same time. You pay for them as they come out, like you
Yeah.
would anyway. So it's not like you gotta worry about that. But because they only order a certain amount, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, dudes, I think if you're in vampires, you like Blade, you like seeing shit gory, pick it up. But if not, stay far fuck away from it. You know what I mean? Also, if you want to read all of it, it's like 59 issues, but the main story is 1 through 5. So I don't know. Do with that info as you will. I enjoyed it. Juju enjoyed it. It is what it is. You're welcome. Bam! Another one.
Yeah.
Knocked it out of the park, baby. But real quick, I just want to shout out a book that came out this week. Garth Ennis made his return to Marvel with Get Fury. It was fucking awesome. I think it's like 3 to 5 issues, maybe, that's coming out. So if you like Garth Ennis and you like Nick Fury and the Punisher, I highly recommend it. It's basically the Punisher hunting down Nick Fury back in Vietnam. Did you read it?
I did not, but I read
Okay.
an article about it
Okay,
on
yeah.
the
So
introductory
yeah.
stuff. So I saw a couple panels and
Yeah, so
very interested.
oh dude, it's sick as fuck. In the last panel, it turns the fuck up. Like they start showing like I mean, so basically Nick Fury gets captured by the dudes in Vietnam, and the U.S. is sending Punisher out to kill him because they don't want him to give up secrets to the enemy.
Yeah.
So him and a few guys are captured, and this one guy won't shut the fuck up, and they just straight hack his ear off, like half his fucking face off, and they like show it, and then and then they just like start chopping him up. No, they bury the one guy alive. That was what was fucked up too. Like, oh dude, it is crazy. I highly recommend checking it out though. Getting it on your pull list.
Definitely. I mean, I said this off the pod, but I'll say it again. Anything that is Vietnam related, I am here for it because that's a war that I don't really know that much about.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So it sparks your mind
it's
a
just
little bit.
yeah, and it's an interesting setting too. Like
Yeah, no, so I definitely recommend everybody put as an honorable mention on their pull list, Get Fury. It's definitely worth it. I read it on the toilet and I loved it. I sat there for an extra 5 minutes just looking at it.
that's how you get hemorrhoids, bro.
They say. They say. Um, but yeah, dude. So on to other things of the night, the meat and puddings, as we would like to
Yeah.
say. Uh, little review time, my dude. So lock in, and also if you haven't seen Venom, Let There Be Carnage, aka Venom 2, do not watch this yet unless you want spoilers. We are gonna probably give a few spoilers, this, that, and the
Oh
third. So make sure you pause this and go watch it first, or you just listen and decide if you want to watch it then. Um, yeah. So Let There Be Carnage 2021 came out. Honestly, this was my first watch through. I had never seen it before. I've seen the first Venom, but I loathed on seeing Carnage, and yeah, dude. Woody Harrelson plays Cletus Cassidy. If you don't know him, he's from Cheers and True Detective and a bunch of other
yes.
shit. Tom Hardy obviously is Eddie Brock. And yeah, dude, it was I don't know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it straight up. I didn't hate it. A lot of people have talked down on it, and I guess I could see like what people are saying. I mean, I think all these movies off rip would be better if they were rated R.
Yeah. I think that's a huge flaw in the machine is that they are trying to do this PG-13 thing, and honestly, we're not here for it. We want our Venom and Carnage to be I Carnage, pure and simple. Like But the one thing though that I kind of enjoyed in this one more so than the first one was the fact that they did have a little bit more of the head eating and a little bit more gore and violence as opposed to like implying it or whatever.
Yeah, no. I definitely agree. Carnage was very savage. Um, the whole they kind of got the whole background of him pretty well, in my opinion. It was pretty comic to the comic for a lot of
Yeah.
things, and I don't know, dude. It was cool. It was cool, and I agree. It definitely like it was way more violent. Also, they said pussy in it. He called him a pussy or somebody called somebody a pussy, I remember.
I think it was when they went to go to the corner store to get Venom
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
called the boyfriend a pussy.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's yeah, so basically if you don't know, Cletus Cassidy bites Eddie Brock because Eddie Brock is interviewing him for the paper because he's like the only person he'll talk to about murders and whatnot because he was a serial killer. And basically, when he bites him, he gets infected with the symbiote and therefore is born Carnage. And Carnage immediately is like, fuck yeah, let's turn it up in this bitch. And he wants to kill Venom. And Cletus wants to go get his childhood sweetheart, who is also Scream, who is locked up in like a science lab. She was taken away early on. She tried to escape, and the detective that Eddie Brock is trying to help is the guy who shot her, and now he is looking for Cletus Cassidy and Eddie Brock because Cletus has escaped prison, and it gets all kinds of crazy. It's pretty good though. I mean, like all around, like I didn't hate it, man. Like I thought Carnage looked good. Like I know some people don't like the Venom voice. I enjoy it. I don't
I
know.
loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I loved any of the interactions between Eddie Brock and Venom.
Oh, that fight
I
scene
just
between them when they fight each other
yeah.
in the house. Well, it's more so Venom beating his ass, but that shit was funny as shit to see him
And
fight.
then like have like a breakup basically.
Yeah,
like
yeah. And Venom has pet chickens. He has two pet chickens.
which I think they're called Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know, dude. I was shocked to see Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy though, because like I've never really imagined him that old. Like I feel like they kind of went a little old for the pick, but whatever. I mean, he rocked it well. He played it. He played it good. I thought it was funny he had hair though.
Yeah, it. We were talking about this when we were planning. It's weird to see Woody Harrelson with hair
Well, dude, because
because
in I was gonna say in True Detective they do the the modern like conversation and he has no hair and then they do the flashback and he has like a comb over and like he has like a whole plate of hair and I'm like get the fuck out of here, bro.
it's like it's weird to see him in Cheers whenever he shows up because it's
Yeah,
like oh it's Woody Harrelson.
I forgot he was in Cheers until you mentioned it last night after the pod on Twitch. I was like, yo, holy shit. That man was in Cheers, wasn't he?
And like I mean I remember the first movie I saw him in was Natural Born Killers.
I
So
don't know
like
what
for
the
me it's always like Mickey and Mallory.
yeah. I don't know what the first movie I saw him in was. But either way, I think Eddie Brock and Venom having the breakup was actually really cool because you got to see you got to see the gas station clerk, Ang or whatever.
Yes.
With this, she like turns into Venom, and she has a symbiote. And then when she gets Eddie out of prison, or she gives him this fucking symbiote. Like you see her in the symbiote suit, and his ex girl.
And
Um, I thought like seeing everybody like with the symbiote was kind of.
there's also like there's that scene where he goes to the party and he's just going from
Oh
person to
yeah, dude,
person.
he's just killing person after person, trying to get them to host not symbiotic, like
Yeah,
die. And it's like, yeah, because that's how he gets to Miss Chang. He like shows up. He's like, keep,
I need food.
yeah, dude. Because
And she's just like, oh my god, like I have to take care of you. Like she actually feels sympathy for Venom.
well, that's because he protects her store.
And
They say
I
that
I
they
think
say
she
that
actually
I know, but they say that in this, like, I'm saying that's where their relationship started though. Like you're acting like
yeah.
they don't have any basis. There is a basis. Like she
No.
gives him
Yeah.
chocolate and bad guy's brains to eat because that's the only place he can get that chemical he needs. And yeah, I think over the time of him protecting her and stuff, they become friends. Rescues him. I think we
Yeah.
see I think we see that though, because like for some reason he doesn't kill her. Like I guess they're symbiote. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that was kind of crazy. That, and then seeing him like Anne, and then Anne, like when she gives it back to Eddie, she's like, never again. Well, maybe that was kind of fun. I don't know. I was like, yeah, dude. I bet having a symbiote was fucking crazy.
I mean,
I definitely think though, the movies, the way they're filmed, seem definitely directed more towards like a
yeah.
seems like a good way to get a teenager into a comic like Venom and Carnage, whatnot. And then I mean, it was cool to throw Scream in there, but I don't know. I mean, because the first one has that bike scene,
Yeah.
motorcycle chase scene or whatever, and I fucking hated that. I hate
And it took like a huge chunk of the movie,
it.
you
It
know, like
was, it was. So, and then what they did with the car scene in this wasn't really a car scene. It was more of Carnage using his arms to like
yeah,
lift the car and show him what he can do, like strength wise. I mean, he's a fucking hoss. Like going
yeah.
in on Venom like half the movie.
Can I also like point out one of my favorite scenes involving like the CGI was when um Eddie Brock is reading the postcard, which by the way is like fucking the weirdest like looking
Oh
design thing
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
And I was like, how are you reading that so like clearly and concisely? Because me, I'd be like, hold on, what? um, but I loved how they did like where he's sitting at where Carnage Cletus Cassidy sitting at the desk, and the back has all the animation of like how he killed his mom, how he killed his
Oh yeah,
grandma,
yeah.
how
Like like
dad
the
was
stick
beating him.
figure
Yeah.
cartoons.
Oh yeah, that was like okay. That gave me like Spider Verse vibes.
Oh, 100%. I could see what you mean. I do like it. Gives it a nice little like comic. It kind of gives it a comic booky feel.
Yeah, and just a great way to visualize like what's going on inside of this dude's like mind in a way.
Yeah, no, and what he's done. Like,
Yeah.
but then you find out though, he doesn't have the same like connection and symbiote like symbiotic or Carnage as Eddie and Venom are, because Carnage tries to kill wife, Cletus's wife,
Yeah.
girlfriend, he's trying to break out of him and say no, like, and Carnage just pushes him back in, and it's like I loved that because that is like every like alliteration I've read of Carnage is kind of like at some point that kind of is like how it is. Like Cletus kind of tries to question.
Yeah. It's almost like you have in a twisted weird way, hear me out on this. It's like the a positive relationship that is between Eddie and Venom, and it is toxic to a certain degree, but there's at least room for growth and change, right? So like they kind of learn to have to deal with each other. Whereas Carnage is a toxic relationship. Like Cletus can't be without Carnage. Carnage can't be without Cletus, but they fucking abuse the shit out of each other. You
Yeah,
know?
and then the only difference in that though too is that Cletus eventually is like, yo, oh, like you're toxic, but Carnage doesn't let him leave.
Yeah. Again, like a toxic bad
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. Nah, 100%. 100%. But nah, dude, it shows you though like how unique Venom and Eddie's.
Yeah.
No, dude, I definitely think it was good. It was fun. I mean, I don't I could
Mhm.
see I could see old heads not being into it just cuz of how they filmed it. I I liked it. I definitely I'm excited for number 3. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't really have a clue going with it, but cuz I mean at the end of the third one, uh they're in Mexico cuz they're on the run,
Yeah.
and then Venom tries to show him every thoughts.
And
They like skip a universe.
oh, it's Doctor Strange did the spell.
Oh yeah, yeah,
For,
that's what it was. Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, Strange did the spell while he tried to do it. Sorry, I forgot that's what happened. It's been and he sees Peter Parker on TV, Tom Holland, and Venom gets pissed and he's like, that boy. Like
Yeah.
and so I don't know if like Tom Holland's gonna be in the next one or like characters from Tom Holland's like universe, but I'm interested to see what they do with the third. I believe it's the final movie, so I'm curious
Yeah.
how hard they go. Maybe they bring like Anti Venom into it, Agent Anti Venom or something like, or Null. That would be crazy, but I doubt it.
Um, I will tell you that the the Venomverse and the animated universe are in the same thing because there was a scene in Into the Spider Verse
It's owned by Sony.
where yeah, where the Spot is going from like dimension to dimension, like trying to get back to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
original
yeah.
entry, and he goes into the corner store and he actually talks to Miss Chang, and then she's just like, you wait, like, why aren't you freaked out by this? And she's just like, I see weird shit all the time. Then it just like goes back in the hole. So I think that the Spider Verse may also like weirdly line up in maybe another cameo or um
I don't think it would be a cameo in
yeah.
Venom 3 though. I don't think it would be in Venom 3. Venom 3 is gonna low key. Venom 3 could be Tom Holland because the only person right now that knows, right? I think Venom. Well, no, because he Venom know that Tom Holland
I,
Spider Man
I,
wish had strange.
at the end of that movie. So I'm like wondering if the Venom movie takes place in that same period of time that Spider-Man Far From Home does. Because
Uh,
that movie takes like a week because they like get everybody to come into the universe and then they get everybody to go back at the end. So I'm thinking it's like that time period, that frame is like when he comes into our world and then like somehow he gets banished or like somehow they miss the spell or something. Like
all right. Well, I'm curious to see what they do for Venom 3. If
yes.
you liked Venom number 1, I think you should definitely check out Let There Be Carnage. I think if you haven't seen either of them, they're pretty entertaining. They're pretty funny. Take them for what they are. So, hey, check out the movie. Don't. We did. We had a good time. I
Yeah.
think. I think it's pretty good.
I have a final thought. The fights are very clean in this.
Yes, the fights were good.
The fights are very like the way that they're framed up and shot. It's not very muddled. It's not like to use the comparison. It's not like Michael Bay Transformers where you have no idea what the fuck is going on, but you just know that two things are fighting. You can clearly tell like which one is Carnage, which one is Venom, and who's fighting who and who's hitting who and where they are in the space, you know. So very clean.
Out. I, I hope died maybe. But in other news, X Men '97. Holy shit.
Holy shit is correct.
They turned the fuck up on this episode. It is going down. It is
Oh,
going down. And it's supposed to just keep going more down. Like, if you guys haven't seen X Men '97, go fucking watch it, dude. It is so good. Speaking of clean, all of those fight scenes are fucking amazing.
oh,
Like, every single one is good. There is one that was kind of goofy. We'll get into it. The Cable family through the tunnel fight scene. That was kind of like, all right. But yeah, man, shit is going crazy. Fucking Magneto's alive. He's back in action. Motherfucker did not like what was going on. Find out he's being captured and held by Bastion and fucking Mr. Like, what the fuck?
yes. Also, Xavier's alive and
Yeah,
hanging
well, if
out
you
with some chick on the planet.
yeah, but if you saw last not if up to the X Men,
Yeah.
I don't think knew. Yeah, Xavier's alive. He was on another planet living with the council of their fucking. He's back. He shows up at the end of this episode. That was fucking
Yeah.
crazy. Be my X Men. But yeah, dude. Basically, this dude Bastion is like turning natural people into these crazy cyborg mutant things, and trying to fucking wipe out mutants on sight type shit. Magneto gets freed by homegirl of the United Nations. I can't remember her name. Frees him out of guilt, and that motherfucker shuts the Earth down for a minute. They see like these magnetic waves going over the Earth while all these like robot fucking things are going. And oh, and Gambit's dead.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I'm sorry, but the Marvel fake out, I think, will come into play, or there's going to be some sort of a resurrection.
I don't know though. I was thinking the Marvel fake out too, but they already did that with Magneto.
They did that with Charles Xavier too, because they
Yeah,
started off with everybody thinking he was dead.
yeah, that's what I'm
He's just
saying.
chilling
Like,
off world.
how many people are we gonna fake out? Like, I don't know though, man. I think everybody should be watching this shit though. It's so good. Like this last episode just was like, oh my god, bro! Like they really not fucking around anymore. Like Xavier's back, Magneto's back. Everybody's like ready to go to fucking war.
And you have this weird time travel fucking future interdimensional whatever like
Oh yeah,
villain.
Cable's not a villain.
No, not Cable, but I'm
Oh,
saying like
Bastion.
yeah.
Yeah, like his whole plan is crazy, dude. You guys gotta go watch it. It's way too much for me
Yeah.
to explain, and I don't want to butcher it. But like X-Men '97, run, don't walk. I watched. I was behind 2 weeks, but watching them together was almost better. Kind of like a slow build up to this, like, holy shit, fucking. Thought the episode before that was like holy shit, and then the next episode's kind of slow, and then this one's like, I am bitch, like.
Also, like I loved the storm and the demon thing in like the cabin and stuff like that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
They, yeah,
bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't my favorite. I thought it was cool though. I thought it was cool.
yeah,
I thought it was awesome though that Wolverine finally did something. Like, he finally like destroys some shit. That was awesome. Saying like this man really
yeah.
like a cuck.
And that fucking fight was Nightcrawler and Wolverine
That
versus
whole
all the cyborgs, or the
cyborg
Sentinel
or
humans.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. You also see Nightcrawler because
yes,
Wolverine's like, I got 6 reasons right here, and he's like, no, my friend, 9, and he has one on his tail
yeah,
and 2 in his hands, and he just starts. That's what was so good about the intro to that one X-Men movie with Nightcrawler, where he's in like,
yeah. Where he goes in the White House.
yeah, and the Mozart starts playing or whatever the fuck it is, and he's just like fucking everybody up. That's what this reminded me of, dude. And I'm so glad that like Nightcrawler's getting his shine on, cuz like he saved so many people in the whole fucking accident. And then this one, that, and then we see him pull Wolverine through the time jump, or not the time jump, but
Yeah,
the Bamf, like the teleportation. You see him
yeah,
teleport Wolverine from his view. That was cool as fuck. That was cool as fuck, dude. But I loved him going off with the swords. I thought it was almost cooler than Wolverine's shit. I was like, yo,
yeah.
Nightcrawler low key is like cool as fuck.
And then Sunspot and like finally full on like
Solar flare,
doing his thing.
motherfucker.
Yeah. And like he's like, yeah, I've been practicing in the danger room,
Oh
but I
yeah,
don't
cause
have steering.
she's like, everybody knows how
Yeah.
to fly but me. And then he picks her up and she's like, for real, you too? And he's like, yeah, I've been practicing. Yeah, no. And that whole thing with his mom's fuck. She wants him to like hide that he's a mutant, and then
Yeah.
tells him
And
to
then
like
like
go with the fucking bad people. Also, notice Jubilee got a costume change.
yes.
I think that's what her
Yeah.
new look is gonna be until like.
I'm here for it. I like when they update the especially
I
like in
think
this
that
art style.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I think a couple people are gonna get costume changes next season. There's gonna
Yeah.
kind of hoping so. Want some.
Yeah. And I mean they started off real slow with Storm, which I
Yeah,
like her
yeah.
look. I actually like Storm in this. which I mean, I've liked her in the original animated series, but I did not like her in the movies. I think the movies did not do Storm justice at all. I'm sorry, Halle Berry was horribly miscast in that.
I'd have to.
She didn't have the charisma.
I had to agree. But yeah, no, dude. I mean, they're doing right, dude. They're doing everything good. Like I love everything about it. So I feels like a comic book show. Love how they bring up Gambit's like past, like
Yeah,
I love it. I think everybody should check it out. That about wraps up our 50 minutes, my boy. I hope we got you hooked on 2 new shows. Here on YouTube, make sure you drop a like, comment, and a subscribe. And Fridays and Saturdays.
let there be carnage. No, Venom 3 is going to be sick either way. I think.
Yeah, I'm hyped for it. I enjoyed what I saw after all the shit talk I saw. I was like, all right, that
Yeah.
wasn't really that bad. So maybe check it out, my guys. Remember, never offended, always recommended. And later.